I'd like to start with this question. What diplomatic effort and partnership with regional economic organizations like ECOWAS, can Nigeria pursue to promote trans-border trade in commodities and ensure a favorable trade environment?
Okay, thanks. First, let's get this straight. Once we mention ECOWAS, people look at Nigeria as a big brother. They look at Nigeria as we should be the ones sacrificing and giving more. But let's also, and we use the word selfish, let's also know that we have a population of over 200 million people that need to, not to be fed, but that need to thrive and survive and do well. So if we are relating with any country, we are relating with them based on give and take, and not just Nigeria sacrificing this and that. So diplomatically, whoever is representing Nigeria in that body or in that body should put Nigeria first. Always put Nigeria first. And over time, it's open for all to see we get less than what we give. Nigerians are not being treated as well as we treat our brothers, our neighbors.
Neighboring countries.
Yes.
Okay.
And that needs to change, both in movement of persons first, before now start talking about goods and services. And thanks to our numbers, thanks to our fertile lands, thanks to our business ingenuity, we have a lot to offer this particular block. And we should take advantage of it.
Sure.
We need to take advantage of it.
Okay, so, Nigeria is a major exporter of oil and gas, and that's not all we do. We have a lot like agriculture and all of that we, we export. So I want to also ask you this question. How can Nigeria enhance its trade infrastructure, including border crossings, custom facilities, and transportation network to facilitate the movement of commodities across borders more efficiently? Okay,
it's not rocket science.
Okay.
For our neighbors, we are majorly is a land border. Most of our neighbors are land borders. If you go to Niger, you can just cross. You could just walk across and you are in Niger. Same thing with Benin Republic. You could just walk across and you are in Benin Republic. Ghana is a bit far, but not too far. You could use a bike and go to Ghana.
Like seriously?
Yes, like seriously. You could use a bike and go to Ghana.
Okay.
Down to Senegal, down to the Gambia, you drive all through. And for this, it's more like this. If we need to go back to the old times. We had commodity boards.
Okay.
We had commodity boards. Now, the person in Benue, the yam farmer in Benue, he doesn't need to go to Ghana. He doesn't need to go to Benin Republic.
Okay.
He doesn't need to go to, what is it called? Niger Republic.
Okay.
He just needs a commodity board that is working. He needs a free trade zone right close to him that is working. He takes his produce and gets to the free trade zone, and there's somebody there willing to buy it off him.
Wow.
And the last administration planned a train service.
Okay. Yes.
To Niger Republic.
Yes, yes.
So these are things that if the government can fix this on our own part, a lot of time people shout government help, government intervene. If each family can take care of themselves, you have less problem for the government.
True, true.
So if each family can produce something from a farm, or produce, be it technology-wise, be it byproduct from any of the raw materials around, people will look less on oil. People will leave oil for government to go make foreign exchange.
Okay. Okay, so, Nigeria imports a wide range of goods, like
almost everything.
Everything, right from your wardrobe, your cushions, kitchen utensils, everything. To toothpick, everything. But of course, like I said, also consumer goods, machinery, and equipment, right? So, what strategies can Nigeria employ to mitigate potential risks associated with cross-border trade in commodities such as price fluctuations, security concerns, and regulatory uncertainties.
Okay, for our peculiarities also affect our neighbors. That's the good part. So we need to take advantage of it. Now, most of our neighbors, if not all, are not as industrialized as Nigeria. Good. So if we are importing machineries, these are things that we need to look at. We import machineries from Asia, majorly.
Okay.
Let's have that agreement. Let the government have that agreement. If I am importing this machinery from you, XYZ, I am not going to import the parts from you after that. Come and establish the production of those parts here. Some years ago, we had pan.
Okay.
And the government agencies were majorly importing pan products. That's Peugeot. What did the government do? Government told Peugeot, come and establish the plants here. Unfortunately, those plants are dead. So the same thing can happen. For most machineries that we're importing here, the government can insist, no problem, we'll import, but your parts must be produced here. That way, if this happens, our neighboring countries will patronize us.
True. Okay.
We import the technology, they patronize us.
Okay.
That works. That's a win-win for everybody.
Okay. So in addition to trade of commodities, I think Nigeria can also take advantage of tourism and all of that. We can expand our trade services in tourism, education, healthcare, and all of that. So I like to ask you, what specific cultural, historical, or natural attractions can Nigeria promote, to attract tourists from neighboring countries? And how can these attractions be developed and marketed effectively?
We have a tourism board.
Okay.
We have several, even states have tourism board, but you can't have a thriving tourism industry and you have security issues.
Okay.
These are two things that work hand in hand. The entire northern part of this country is enough to give us 30% of our gross domestic need when it comes to GDP. Okay. But what is happening? We have the entire Mambila Plateau. People don't even know what is in this place. We have the Lekki Warm Springs. We have the Agungi Fishing Festival. I still remember that very well. But all these places are dead. I will say this: government has no business in doing that business.
Can you take that again?
Government has no business in
doing
that business. So how do you mean? Now, leave tourism to private entrepreneurs. Let them push that business. So what government should do is create an enabling environment. One, make sure that there is security. Why should I go to Jos when I know I can't get to Jos? I'll be kidnapped on my way to Kaduna. I don't know if you understand. Yes, why should I go all the way to Wiki when I know that the forest there, I'm not sure of coming back? So if me that is in Nigeria, I don't want to go, so why should somebody from outside this country come? Okay,
so talking about security, I'd like you to specifically mention some measures that you think government could take to, put things in order at least.
Security for a while has been an issue, has been a big issue. We keep saying this, we keep saying that. I think the chief security officers, until we start holding them responsible, if you can't deliver your bit, then let someone else try. If you can't deliver your bit, let someone else try. We have a whole region that is a no-go area, and these are money-spinning regions when it comes to tourism. Another issue we're also battling with is our maintenance culture.
Yeah.
Our maintenance culture is we need a complete mind shift of our maintenance culture. I don't know when last you visited Obudu.
Cattle Ranch.
Cattle Ranch.
Yeah. It's been a long time.
Also in the Tinapa.
Tinapa, I almost mentioned that, you know. It's been a long time too.
When last did you visit there? That's why I say government has no business in that business. If government decides to build, no problem, is welcome. Build
so what
and
if
privatize
they become
it.
Partner, you know, partnership with private entities?
It won't work.
Okay.
It won't work. Government can build. You have the money. Build. You have the vision. Build.
When you say it won't work,
privatize it.
How do you mean? Why did you say it won't work?
Now, see, from experience, from what we've had over time, we have people in offices that don't know how to run these businesses.
Okay.
Running these businesses, so it will fail.
So what you talking about, you know, knowing how to run the business, I think is actually different from having the government do it. What if they have the right people, you know, putting a round peg and a round hole, having the right people in that position? Don't you think it's going to work?
It won't work.
Oh, really?
It won't work. Government business is everybody's business. Okay, let me break it down.
Break it
Nigerian
down.
government business is everybody's business.
Okay.
Good. But running a business is my business. If I fail at it, I know that I have lost food on my table. Government business, at the end of the day, you know you will get your salary paid, whether it works or it doesn't work.
Oh, okay, so let's come to
ask yourself, why do we still have hotels that are thriving? We still have some government hotels that they are all gone. Those hotels are thriving because they are all private enterprise. So private enterprise will work, but government business, let them stick on administration.
Well, on this note, I think it's very important for government to begin to look into all of this. I mean, there's nothing wrong for me if governments are in charge, provided they can take care of all of these things, put the right people there, and ensuring that there is check and balance, the right people are also doing it correctly. So for me, I don't think that's a problem, but it's fine. Let's come to the next question. Let's talk about cross-border tourism initiatives. So what are the initiatives and partnerships that Nigeria can establish with neighboring countries to encourage joint tourism package and regional travel?
Okay,
or say packages,
yeah, that's good. Sometime last year, I can't remember when, we had the Brazilian ambassador come to Nigeria to promote the Brazilian Carnival.
Yes, I remember.
As of last week, there were still some promotions for a Brazilian Nigerian Arts Festival script, right? As of last month. Not quite long, the UK Carnival, the Nottingham Carnival, was being promoted in this country. So see the distance. So there is a lot we can achieve with our neighbors if we really want to do that. One thing is the willpower, then to follow it up. We have the numbers. Before we start looking for people to come in this way and bring the hard currency, if half the people live in this country to go enjoy facilities and enjoy tourism outside this country decide to spend half the money they're spending outside here.
Yeah. So
you just guess. I don't know if you understand.
Yes,
Before
I
now
do.
start looking for some people from China or from Europe to come here. Let Nigerians spend. Let's spend our money here.
Spend this money. Okay, so how about infrastructural investments, required to enhance the tourism experience, including hotels, transportations, tour operators, and all of that? So how can this be funded and managed?
Okay. I mentioned about the Tinapa.
Yes.
I mentioned Tinapa. That's more like a case study. Tinapa was built by the government, the state government.
State government, yeah.
They had fantastic infrastructure there, from hotels to transport to everything you could talk about, anything you could leave this country for and go spend time.
We'll take it from where we stopped. We were actually talking about, I think I asked you the question, the infrastructural investment okay, required to enhance the tourism experience, including hotels, transportation, and tour operators, and how can this be funded and managed? So I'd just like you to pick up from there.
Okay, thank you. We're talking about the TINAPA,
Yes,
the
TINAPA,
TINAPA
yes.
infrastructure. 50% of that infrastructure right now is dilapidating because of management. That's why I keep telling you, government has no business. Government can build, yes, but let the private sector manage it. Now, it's more like this. We have a lot of employment opportunities in this industry, in the tourism sector, a lot. Now, if these infrastructures are built in partnership with government,
Yeah.
government take your hands off it. Yes, build, take your hands off it. If somebody has to repay every month or pay, it's a partnership. Let the private sector manage this. Across board, there are some countries you go to, you don't get to see like big hotels, but you see people open their homes, and you pay to live in someone's house. They have a basement. You travel to someone's country, you go to some suburbs in Canada. It's the basement or somebody's houses. That's where you live, and it's normal. So we can also practice that. Yeah, Nigerians are very hospitable.
Sure.
Before we start looking for 10, 15, or 20-star hotels, good, let's start from what we have. The infrastructures are there. The road networks, yes, can be better, but they are still there. You can access each of these tourist sites and have a very good time, as long as the security is there.
Yes, that is very important, and I think it's something we need to continue to hammer on. Security is very key, because no matter what we put together, no matter what we have, if the country is not safe, they are as good as not there. Okay, so I want us to come to education. For me, I keep saying that education is very key. It's a very key thing in every country, and most importantly for the economy, because what you don't have, you cannot give. You know, so we'll come to, I want to ask you, what strategies can Nigerian universities and educational institutions employ to collaborate with institutions in neighboring countries to offer joint academic programs, and what regulatory challenges need to be addressed?
Okay, that's good. We have almost 2 universities in each state in this country. At least 2 universities. Some states have over five universities. And the question we'll now ask ourselves, these universities in these states, are they collaborating with other universities outside this country? Years back, most countries were coming here to study. What happened? We are not the ones leaving Nigeria to go study abroad. So we need to get our own education system running first before now start looking for collaborations outside this country.
I see. I think I quite agree with you, and you know, to encourage learning and learning culture and education, perhaps incentives like scholarship, you know, and all of that could be part of it.
The scholarships are there.
Yeah.
The scholarships are there, but you see, there are things you ask yourself this question: who are the scholarships favoring? I don't know if you understand.
Yes,
who are the scholarships favoring? What's the politics behind the scholarship?
Okay, so you're taking me somewhere else.
Remember
now.
when we said it, I said put Nigeria first. Now, all the countries in Europe, it used to be the US and England before. But right now, all the countries in Europe are offering one form of scholarship or the other to Nigerian students. But what is the ultimate goal? They take the best and they never come back. I don't know. That is the ultimate goal.
I get it.
They take the best and they never come back. So now, the Nigerian scholarships itself, the Petroleum Trust Fund, for over the years, have been granting scholarship to Nigerian students. Now, I ask the question, where are the students that have taken this scholarship that left this country? Where are they?
Did they return back to, you know, put things together and return back to the country?
Then the states that have been offering scholarship to their indigents,
yes,
how has it been? Those scholarships hasn't been paid. Some Nigerian students left this country and were complaining. It's more of let's put Nigeria first. Both we Nigerians and the government then things will work. The day I can walk into a Nigerian university and somebody gives me a finished project, and I can walk into a manufacturer's place and produce it, then we know that we are going somewhere. But we can do that. We definitely can do that.
Okay, we definitely can do that. I quite agree with you. So, technology have actually changed the face of virtually everything across the world.
Definitely.
You stay in the comfort of your home and you learn a whole lot. So I like to ask you, what ways can distance learning and online education platforms be utilized to provide educational services across borders, and what technological and logistical consideration should be made?
It's just like this. When you do something for the first time, when you try something new, it's natural. Your body or the system fights back.
Okay.
It's natural. People are scared of change. People are scared of change, but technology is the future. Virtual learning is the future. So the faster we start taking it in now and accepting it, the better for us. In the future, kids will not step into university.
They just stay in the comfort of their
Yes.
home and get to learn everything.
The university
will come to their home.
Yes. I'm telling you the truth. The university will come to their home. That's where technology is going to. Remember some years back, you can't steal a television. You can't. It will take 4 or 5 people to carry the television. So how do you want to steal it? But in the future, you don't even need to buy the television. You have a phone, you have a television already. So education, it's fast-paced. So Nigerian education system, we need to embrace it. A lot of schools have started that already, and that is very good. You have e-learning portals in schools. That is also very good. And we have open universities now.
Yes.
That is very
Fantastic.
good. Obasanjo is also a graduate of Open University, mind you.
And he became the president. So again,
that's
okay.
That's
So earlier you mentioned Nigerian getting scholarships abroad, and when they go, they don't come back. A lot of them, won't say 100%, but most times they just stay back and just continue to live their life out there. I think it's high time we begin to think of also bringing people from across countries into Nigeria, especially into our educational system. Let them also come and learn and all of that. So for that, I'm going to ask you, how can Nigeria expand scholarship programs and incentive to students from neighboring countries? And what impact can this have on educational exchange and regional integration?
The government is doing that already.
Okay.
See, the sad thing is that some of the good things the government is doing, they don't get to talk about it.
Okay, so
the real thing they should talk about, they're not talking about.
Okay, so when you say this, out there, at least I have families, friends abroad, they will tell you that half of the class are Nigerians. You get it? Half of the class are Nigerians. But here in Nigeria, you hardly see a white man in the class. So when you say they are doing that already,
I'm not talking about white men, no. I'm not talking about Caucasians.
Okay, white, black. When you see someone, most often, when you see someone that's not a Nigerian, to some extent you can tell. Either a Ghanaian, either from Chad, Niger, you can tell. Okay. So when you go to other countries, like I said earlier, you can say these people are Nigerians. But here in Nigeria, we hardly see a lot of them in the classroom. How can we make that happen?
2 past South African presidents schooled here.
Okay.
Do you know? Do you know?
So, yes. So we are, we are talking about
now. Lots of students from Cameroon still come here. There's this particular clip a friend of mine sent me a while ago. They cross through Obudu, and they come to
Nigeria.
Yeah. And they school there. No, you can't separate them. You can't say this is Nigerian or this is Cameroonian. It's happening. It's a norm. Same thing to those that residing between the borders of Niger and the neighboring states.
Okay.
It's normal. It's us now taking it to the next level. We have high institutions having slots, open slots for kids from those places. And mind you, Nigeria also sends Nigerians to go to the Francophone countries for internship in their schools. Yeah. They do that.
Okay, so because of our time, I quickly want us to take maybe one or two more questions.
Okay.
And let's touch on health care. You know, we hear this oftentimes that medical practitioners, they just travel, they move out of the country in mass, and our healthcare sectors, people begin to cry and say, oh no, we are losing our doctors, we are losing our nurses to other countries and all of that. So what can be done to make this happen in Nigeria, making Nigeria a regional hub for medical tourism?
Okay, that's a very good one. I see it in two ways.
Okay.
Okay. Let me take, for example, Brazil. Brazil is the highest exporter of footballers. Have you asked yourself, okay, why are the footballers not playing in Brazil? I don't know if you understand.
I do.
Okay, I see it in that light. Now, Nigerians are complaining. Nigerians need to talk about it because maybe our health system is not a par. It's not working as much as we want it to. You get. But at the same time, the number of doctors and health personnel we produce in this country all can't stay here. Good. I am not happy they are all leaving. I'm not happy most of them are leaving. But let's also look at it in this way. They go to become better people, but I wish they were coming back, or a few of them were coming back, but that is not the case. The health system itself needs to change. The facilities needs to be upgraded. The remuneration also now needs to change. Then I can't stay. There's a normal saying, creativity migrates to where it's being appreciated. That is just what you're seeing here.
Okay. Okay, also, let's take this last question, maybe one or two more questions, on the entertainment and media. You know, entertainment and media is quite wild. We have Nollywood, film industry, music, and other, you know, forms of entertainment. How can this industry collaborate with counterparts in neighboring countries to effectively distribute content regionally? And what business models can support this collaboration?
The major thing that will support for entertainment, the major thing that will still support it is it's technology.
Okay.
It's technology. Streaming has gone beyond borders right now, and acceptance of content it's something else. A lot of Ghana, for example, is difficult. If you walk into a Ghanaian club or walk into a Ghanaian radio station, what you hear, 50% of the time you hear Nigerian artists. But they are not complaining because they like it. Down this way to a lot of the beats we are having right now is South African. Okay. You don't get even straight. A lot of the beats we're having right now is South African. So it's something. It's a give and take. Now, how do we make money? What's the business? Yes. What's the business side of it? This is where the government needs to come in, because we've neglected that sector for a very long time, and there's a lot of capital in this particular business, and you can't make money where you don't invest in it.
That's it.
Invest in it. Okay. Get involved.
All right. Thank you very much. Invest in it. Get involved. Thank you very much, John Rogers Chooks, and I must say I appreciate your presence here today.
Thank you.
At this moment, that will be all on Business Insight for today.